Hello. Hello, everyone. Adjust that. Wait, stay there. Trying to figure out cameras and stuff. Moreover, oh, okay. Okay, bye. Perhaps Ash will return. So I've changed a couple things. We now have a wooden desk. It's just contact paper, but it looks nicer. It's not quite that like ugly paint splotched blank white that it was before. So now it's nice. I also got a marketable Ralsei plushie from Fangamer. And, like, not sponsored or anything, but it's, like, really, really well made. He's got, like, you can swap out his clothes, because he comes with, well, he doesn't come with, but he can come with another outfit if you buy it. It can be in his butler outfit, but, like, look how well this is made. You can take the scarf off. These glasses are actually, like, wonderful, and they even do this thing, like real glasses do. A teeny bit of paint chipped off, but that's okay. But yeah, if you're thinking about getting a marketable Ralsei plushie and you're like, oh boy, that sure is $36, it's like, yeah, but it's really nice. Alright. We're going to finish up Susie. I think this is not going to take the whole... I know this is not going to take the whole stream. And so after that, I am kind of trying to decide what to do. We will probably... I have a Mallow on order, so I will probably start on him. Let's get started here. We'll move Ralsei if he's, like, away. Should be okay. We're also going to break out the sewing machine today, because this felt, because I don't have my normal softer pre-felt that I used for like Ocelot and stuff, and this does not, it does not want to work. Okay, sorry about ads. I really need to figure out what I'm doing with that. Regardless, I think I just need to not, like, manually make ads go. Okay, we've got her belt. I've been meeting this, like, group of crafters on Twitch, and they're all so cute. I love them so much. I only know, like, one other person whose main thing is needle felting, and then one other person who, like, does needle felting sometimes. And the one regular, like, needle felting person, genuinely recommend her channel. I'll shout it out in a little while here once maybe more people have showed up. But she's named Cozy Witch, and she's very British and, like, completely adorable. I'm sorry, they go by they. I apologize. They're very British and very adorable. Make a lot of stuff for Pride. A Pride Mothman during this I was watching. Also got a couple new emotes. We've got, I think, one new redeem. Attempting to be like a real streamer. the heart. It'll probably just... Also, apparently using Deltarune music outside of actually playing Deltarune gets you, like, muted. But not many people watch the VODs, and this is, like, being recorded separately to be made into a sped-up process video, so it's probably fine. One day I'll care about getting muted. The VOD channel exists, it's mostly just, like, for posterity. And if anybody watches the VODs, then wonderful, thank you. But also, if you just want to see things being made, you can, watch the sped-up process videos that I have on, like, Instagram and TikTok, and then I also post them on Sky. Yeah, it's been really nice to, like, meet more crafty people. One of the people that I met, Practical Portia, is a cool streamer. I went to her stream today. She does a lot of crochet, and she, like, does needle felt on occasion. Great at me. Like, part of a couple different communities, and very grateful. Now, okay, so I think we're gonna want to do, like, the fans first, probably. Everybody's been having a nice Monday so far. Went to the gym and did a couple chores and stuff. I'm gonna make some chicken piccata, like an Italian sort of lemony chicken cutlets. It's yummy and really easy. Then I'm gonna make some honey roasted carrots with, like, cumin or something. And then also banana muffins. I have a really good recipe for banana muffins. It's actually from, like, a children's cookbook. It has chocolate chips in it, which I like. I have been, in the span of, like, 1 week... Has anyone made a Deltarune joke yet? You are genuinely the first. I didn't even think of that. I feel like we need a joke king, except that that's a Katie Coop Scoops thing. Regardless, good job. I was distracted by Spampton. But yeah, like, in the span of a week, I have been the Spampton fight buddy for, like, 2 separate people. I was on Juno's stream. I wasn't there for him to beat it, but I don't know whether to be proud or ashamed of myself. Probably both. You're like, damn, nobody's actually said that? Okay, I guess I gotta be the one. Somebody's gotta. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. I was trying to say, like, is that too far down? But no, I think it's okay. Yeah, I was on Juno's stream and helped keep him company while he was trying to beat Spamton. And then I was also doing the same for Laz off stream. And they beat it in like 20 minutes. And I'm like, hey, that's the mouse difference. That's me being there to help. While it's like midnight. Like, I'm sleepy. But I'm here for you, bud. So if anybody else needs to like beat Spamton and needs to have me there for moral support, because I'm sure not helpful for the fight, then hit me up, because sure. Yeah. Do we... Because her... Yeah, it like goes up like that in the sprite, implying that it's sort of over the crest of the shoulder like that. And I think that's fine, especially once we add the jacket, that'll be fine. Susie's been like sitting up on the like felting bin staring at me. I do just like if I'm waiting a while for things to be done, like, oh, I can't work on this right now for whatever reason, I'll just pose them sitting on top of the felting bin looking at me judgingly. She was sitting there with her legs crossed, just being like, gonna come back to me? It's, yeah, on Monday. Thank you. It was sort of hard to get, like, her face shape right, but once I worked it out, I think it worked out pretty well. For those who were not here last time, Susie without her hair looks like Barney the dinosaur. It's cursed knowledge that I live with. But yeah, we've got some new wood paneling, aka contact paper. We've also got 2 new emotes. We have WireMouse Sip, which is my Monster of the Week character Sparky, sipping blood, looking at you very judgingly. And WireMo Love, which is Ash holding a little heart. I will just post them. Hi, Cheesy. Love and sip. Nope. Stay there. Audioless but can read subtitles. Cool. Oh yeah, I think I made Love a follower emote. We've also got Tongue Twister as a channel point reward, since that seemed like a fun thing to do. Who's that sipping? That's Sparky. That's my Monster of the Week vampire character. And he's a very normal and well-adjusted boy, and he's not going through all of the trauma. The only problem with making hair early is that you need to, like, move it out of the way when you're doing anything around the shoulders or the neck. Very obnoxious. But, like, for streaming purposes, it's nicer to not have a character who's just bald until the very end. Hello, Ralse. I got myself a marketable Ralse plushie. And then you end up spending time on stuff that gets covered in hair anyway. I mean, sorta kinda, like, because it's a doll, like, you can move their hair around, so, like, you can still see all of this stuff. And, like, if you lift this up, you'll see that not all of this is you know, covered. But, like, the back of the neck I always make, you have to go looking pretty hard to find stuff that's not covered. Now, let's see. How do I want to do these spikes? Because I think I just want to make them, like, kind of little blobs. Because they're just dots on the sprite. And so I don't think they're necessarily, like, Bowser spikes. I'm really bad for wasting a load of times on stuff that will be hidden when I'm sculpting. I mean, I'm semi-guilty of that. It's just that it's because it's technically visible that I'm like, well, I have to make sure that if you make this character do the splits, or you, like, lift up their skirt, or you, like, look at the back of their neck, like, that there's felt there. I'm so scared of looking at her head on. This is like Peppa Pig. I don't know. I think she looks good, but I know what you mean. I want to pull up Field of Hopes and Dreams because I wanted to listen to that. What is it? You know, when you put stuff on shuffle and then you don't know what you're doing, and then you look through it, there it is. That's better. She looks great for sure, I just... No, I get it. I get it. Because she's supposed to be, like, this sort of... She's also supposed to be a sprite, so, like, sometimes it happens where if I'm making something 3D that was a sprite or was a really exaggerated 2D guy, like parts of the Cookie Run characters, the Dicey Dungeons lady, some of those characters do look just a little bit uncanny, if they are, like, rendered in 3D. And I guess in this case, rendered means sculpted. You're doing a great job. Yeah, I know. Should I try? Trying to decide if I want to do this with the faster one or the more accurate one, and probably the more accurate one. Yeah, it is a little bit like making a Fairly Odd Parents character in 3D. It's like, I still think they could have done a better job with that, but... Okay, good. Those are... Hi, honey! Sure. Oh, good boy. What a good little lad. Okay. This might be, like, the part that takes time. Because there's always a part where I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna take much longer. Oh, and also, like, the reason that her back here, like, I haven't finished the back of this is because this is going to be covered by the jacket. And it's going to be almost certainly, like, felted down to a point where it looks fitted. And so you're just, like, straight up not gonna see this. So, also saving felt, because felt isn't, like, wool, I guess. Wool isn't that expensive, but it adds up, and it certainly takes time to get here, because I get most of it from England. So if I'm careless with how much I'm using, I can run out of wool when I need it. I have an order that is not in yet. It probably just got caught in customs or something. It usually would have been here by now. That I placed like several weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. Very a lot. Okay, now. Other thing I didn't... that we want... blacked. Oh, it will be. It's just, I believe today was the due date. And they usually wait a while. Like, get everything. They don't do like a rolling acceptance thing. They just like once everything is in, they will. I guess this is, I'm assuming, how it works on the back end, is that they like will look at stuff and then send out acceptances after everything's already, the deadline has passed, and there's been a couple days after that. But like even my very first stuff that I submitted was accepted, so I don't think they tend to reject prizes if they're like reasonably well made, I guess. I'm not worried. The only time when I was worried was the second time I submitted, because for the one of them that I made, the sword fell out of his hand. That was the tunic fox. It fell out of his hand on camera, and I just about died of embarrassment. And like nobody cared but me. It's just that it was hot glued into his hand without there being a wire understructure, and like from that day forward, I'm like, I'm going to figure out a method to have that not happen again. So now I do this, where I'm probably going to paint this off camera, because it is just like kind of frustrating to watch somebody like paint a bunch of coats and stuff, and then it takes time to dry, and right. But if you see, there's like a wire understructure, and then the polymer clay over it, and then it was baked. And then this goes into the hand. So it's secured in there, glued with a wire into the palm of the hand, and then also like up into the wrist. And that's very important. For it not falling out. I think the only time that I don't do that is when I make Pokeballs, because they pretty cleanly just glue into the hand, but I might still make them with the wire coming out of it, just for safety's sake in the future. I don't remember when this plays, but Bampton having a bad time. Relsa, you're getting Mike Wazowski'd by the reference. I have to make this more than... Like, if anybody orders this more than once, I'm gonna have to get really good at making, consistently sized balls of yellow wool. I don't have to be like, I think this is right. But yeah, this is probably gonna be the part that takes time. Which is fine, because the rest of this honestly came together pretty fast. Like, we got a lot done in 3 hours last time. How many was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5. That looks good, I think. Oh yeah, I also have, like, timed, like, Nightbot stuff now. Gotta be, like, a real streamer and have calls to action, you know? You get so much done in streams. Things go from a blob of stuffing to suddenly being really recognizable. Yeah, thank you. I seem to be relatively fast, at least according to the sample size of the other 2 needle felters that I have found on Twitch. But also, like, they tend to use, like, just this needle rather than the 2. And they don't use finger protectors, and so you do want to go slower if you're doing that. And also, like, it's not a race, it's fine. I'm just happy people are needle felting. But yeah, okay, now that some people are here, let me shout out Cozy Witch, because she is... I'm sorry. They are non-binary, just like me. They're femme, but they are they, just like me. Shout out. The witch. Yeah. Follow them. They're, like, genuinely recommend their stream. Very, very, very cozy vibes. They stream on the weekend. Incredibly British, parentheses positive. And just very sweet, and, like, all of them welcomed me in very, very sweetly. It's cool to see stuff come together like that. In several hours last night, I got Melvin's butt crocheted, and that was it. I am excited to see Crochet Melvin, though. Like, it inspires me to want to redo the Melvin felt that I did a long-ass time ago. It's very whimsical British. Like, they inspired me to get, like, the wood contact paper, because they've got all of this, like, really pretty sort of fake foliage around in these little glass jars filled with wool, and I'm like, well, I can't do that, because my neat freak tendencies would just be like, no, I need space to move my hands! But I can at least make the background look a little nicer, so that's what I did. Okay, these do not have to be in line with each other, and they probably should not be in line with each other, but there should be 5. There should be 5 studs on each of these. This is going to be one of those things that I write down, where it's like, okay, well, you know, the measurements specifically of Mallow, the amount of dreadlocks that one Star Wars character has, yeah, so, like, Susie has 5 studs on each hand, which, I mean, she doesn't necessarily have in her sprite, but that's, like, how it worked out here. I had to downsize him a bit. Now it's going to be smaller and more achievable. Always good. Because especially if you're doing a craft and it's a craft that takes a long time, and you're like, I'm going to do this whole thing, and then you get partway through it and you're like, man, that was tiring. Now I'm extremely daunted by doing the rest of it. Like, absolutely, just be like, we're gonna figure this out. Hi, Snowtwig. That is a cute emote. Aw. Kinda looks like Ralse. I am so fucking happy with this plushie. Not sponsored by Fangamer, but, like, this plushie's fantastic. He's gonna live up on the little photo box with Onsta. But at least for right now, he's being here. I've made 2 of the fur waves, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be huge, and stopped working on it. I like, am amazed by people who knit and crochet. Because needle felting is, in many ways, just as difficult, but in different ways. It's more about sculpting and stuff like that, but, for crochet and knitting, you have to make, like, a pattern, you have to count things, there are very specific techniques, and I'm sure I could learn it, but my little brain just, it doesn't mesh with my brain. My brain likes stabby, my brain does not like counting. What can I say? I'm a gay English major, I can't do math to save my damn life. At some point, I want to, like, paint this. Because or get one of the ones on Etsy. There's an Etsy shop that does felting needles that are painted and have, like, flowers on them and stuff. I might just want to patronize that shop, because I feel like maybe they don't get a lot of orders, because it's a really niche product. But I really like the idea of having, like, a decorated felting needle, because my like, dice box, for TTRPGs is one that I got on Etsy that's a really pretty, like, sort of keepsake jewelry box that's hand-painted. Has little cherry blossoms on it. It's not as obvious with my stream, but it's very obvious with things that I own that I really like cherry blossoms, because I have just a ridiculous amount of cherry blossom things. My brain looks at the geometry and goes, oh, it's these basic things attached to each other, and it really isn't that simple, but I'm comically lucky. Like, hey, it worked out, alright. I'll grab it, actually. Well, finish what you're doing first, Mouse. Also, these are not quite as nicely spaced. The nice thing about needle felting is that you can just respace things. Often without pulling them all the way off. You can just kind of yank them around. You can just kind of yank them around, I say, breaking the needle. Hey. Where'd the tip of the needle go? I'm such a dumbass. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. So here's how to change the needle on this one. I have a bunch of needles. It's fine. They break. They do that. It's really okay. It's much easier to break the needle than when knitting. Well, knitting needles are, like, actually solid. These are very thin and have these little notches in them that you can't really see, but it makes them brittle, which is why you have to have a light touch when you're working with it. And I have 2 different kinds. I have painted and unpainted, and it's just because these ones do not fit in this pen, but they do fit in that pen, so I have to have 2 different kinds. There are a bunch of different kinds. I kind of forget which one this is. I believe this is Twisted. There's like, oh, this is general, and this one's for fine detail work. And I'm like, I don't really notice that much of a difference. I just, I just have one. I have one kind. So there's a little notch here. Put it this. Shove it in there and then put it in there. And I am going to, just for safety's sake, throw this away right now. This one's for stabbing, this one's for more precise stabbing, and this third one is for also stabbing. No, some people really do feel more of a difference. It all just depends on sort of like what your motion is. It's also easier to move stuff around when there are two needles to distribute the weight. Oh, hello! Hi, Binge Bear! I am working on a Susie Deltarune. People from my community, this is Binge Bear. This is, he is a crafty streamer, and on Sunday, this coming Sunday, I am going to be participating in a raid train for Pride called Crafting Rainbows. And I will be going for 2 hours on Sunday, which is not my normal stream time, but... Hey, what time is it at, Mouse? That's a great question. I forget. I think it's at 4 p.m. my time. Members of Binge Bear's community, hello, welcome. I'm WireMouse. I'm a needle felter. And I run a store called StabbyNeedleStudios that specializes in needle felted dolls. That are posable. So I am doing well, thank you. Definitely follow Binge Bear. I am going to shout you out, and I am going to think about the fact that I need to have a command for that. All of this, like, this last month was my attempting to stream arc. This is my attempting to be a real streamer arc. So, I'm working on... All good, nice to catch you streaming? Yeah! You know, definitely follow Binge Bear. He does a lot of, like, diamond painting. It's very chill. Some other crafty things like that. Yeah, no, thank you so much. I will let you know if I need anything for the raid train. I think I'm good, but I haven't done a raid train before, so... And also for other streaming stuff. I just need to be like, okay, does Nightbot or Seribot or something like have a command? I realized what you meant as I was talking. I'm like, oh wait, that's not what he meant. Regardless, this is Susie, character from Deltarune. The reference is in the corner there. It's an indie game that more parts of it came out recently. And this is another character named Ralsei. This is a plush from Fangamer, who's very, very cute. Yes, she is very cute. She can pose. She can do the splits. She can move her head. She was, in fact, staring at me quite judgingly while I was waiting to finish her. And thanks to Cozy Witch, who's another person who I recently started following, we now have a nice little contact paper wood grain background so that this stream looks slightly more visually appealing. We're gonna get a real streamer cred at some point. Although I think it looks pretty nice. Also, this is my dog, Ash. He is... Hello. He is a sleepy at the moment. But He is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. He's very soft and very sweet, and he absolutely loves you, and I know that because he loves everyone. And if you want to do a check-in, you will get a little ash kiss. Channel point redeem. Or I believe just one channel point. Yeah, if you got a raid and run, please do. Take care of yourself, de-stream. Or you can hang out and watch me finish this up. After this, we will probably be working on an order that I got for Mallow, which I worked on stream when Mr. Juno Moons was finishing up Chapter 2 of Deltarune. Will require a little bit of a reset just because meaning that it's just gonna like take a minute to move stuff around. This has too much like other in it. Hey. God. Yeah, if you want to do like small pieces like this, sort of rubbing them between your fingers like this so that they make a ball tends to be useful. It's also just useful in general when you're needle felting to compress it as much as you can before you felt it. See, there you go. That is a very good emote of Ash with angry eyebrows drawn on him that I appreciate very much. I will... Yeah, if I get more used to making this guy, I will be able to figure out how to position studs more. Not having... It's kind of fun to, like, start getting good at making a figure. Like, I've made Mallow and Pure Vanilla probably, like, 6 times each at this point. And I'm like, okay, I know what I need to do. I know what colors to use. I know how big to make this. I know how tightly to felt this. Got it down to a science. Happy to chill for now. Duty to potty the dog, but other than that, I'm cozy in here for crafty. Cool! Well, thanks for hanging out. Oh, that's right, you have a Cavalier too, don't you? Like, oh my gosh. All of the best people do. Ruby Cav, yeah. Mr. Ash is a tricolor Cav. We are on shuffle, so we've rolled Queen's theme twice, but you know what? That's okay. We love her. I'd have them all. Yeah. Like, I would like all 4 colorways of Cavalier, please. I know, this one's my son. I do that correctly? That is 3, so you want 5, so that farther this way, and then 2 more. Doing, sir? Wanna resettle? Okay. 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 Boy. Oh, fascinating me right now. Yeah, thank you. This is, if you haven't seen it before, or haven't seen it much, this is needle felting. It's a really fun, I'd say easy to get into craft. Pretty low barrier to entry. You just need to get, like, a little kit, and if you do exclamation point kit, you can find, the one that I recommend to new people. It's from a British supplier called Heidi Feathers. And even if you don't... no, I gotcha. I figured it out. It's totally okay. If you're not clear, I will ask for clarification. But since I don't have the brain for knitting and crocheting, and all my brain wants to do is be bisexual and stab things, it's nice for me because it's a lot like sculpting. Like sculpting with wool. Yeah, instead of eat hot chip and lie, it's be bisexual and stab things. Wolpting. Yeah, something like that. Oh, thank you for the follow. If you're enjoying the stream, go ahead and drop a follow if you'd like. I stream usually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. 4 to 7 p.m. Monday, Wednesday. 2 to 5 p.m. Saturday, Eastern Time. Which tends to work out well for the Brits, because I stream slightly earlier. And I am like one of very few non-British needle felters. Which I boil down to England having sheep. Or sorry, not just England. The rest of the UK. But the history of needle felting is actually really interesting because it's not very old. Needle felting, specifically. Wet felting, which is when you think of like felt hats or slippers or bags that are more sort of that sturdier texture, that's wet felting, and that's been around since like, you know, ancient Egypt or something. Because that's just water and soap and agitation on any kind of wool. And I've used that for some things, but for me, it's just kind of messy. But you do a lot of like rolling and shrinking, and it becomes this more sturdy material, or you can make it kind of wispy and have kind of a webbing look. So that's been around for a long time. But these specific needles only came about once, like, they started making, like, bedding materials in factories. So these are used for making, like, batting. And there was, you know, a whole big line of, or, like, sheet of them that just did this over and over to make a sheet of batting. And somebody in, I believe, like the 80s, so it's really not particularly old. It's 10ish p.m. here, yeah. 10 till 10. Yeah, if you want to use this to wind down, go ahead. Because despite not being like a cozy TM streamer, I am like relatively low energy. Ha 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 ha! God, I love Seribot. You get a view bot, it just snipes them from orbit. If anybody's a streamer and isn't using Seribot, you should do that. It's very, very easy to set up. You just like go to their channel and be like, hey, /join or whatever it is. Like, give them mod privileges in your channel, and then that's it. Yeah, no, they get it in like a second, like hardly before I notice it. You know, very useful for like banning U-bots, and also just a bunch of other stuff. Are they real? Is what real? Seribot's not like a real person, it's a bot, but it is extremely effective at spotting when Yes, Seriebot's like was made by a person, but it's a program that you can just have in your stream. That if it detects spam, it'll just like immediately ban that account, and then ban phrases like "best viewers on" or stuff like that. Generally, anything that says bot, like Moobot or Nightbot or Seriebot, is a program that somebody wrote. Probably in like a month or so, I'll come back to making another Deltarune character. I just want chapters 3 and 4 to be out for longer than like a week and a half. Which is also why I'm not playing any of the new music. Because despite it kicking ass, I'm like, I gotta... we gotta... People waited 3 years for this game, and if they didn't play it in the last week and a half, they're allowed to not be spoiled. I'm still learning Twitch. Yeah, no problem. It takes a while to sort of figure that out. Nobody knows these things going in, you just gotta learn it. I've been on Twitch as a viewer for a long time. But I only started streaming about a month ago. Got 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, okay, just making her armbands is taking an hour, so probably we will finish up in the next hour? That doesn't really matter to, like, anybody but me, but I'm just trying to plan things out. I also want to start making Shadow Milk Cookie soon. The Toxic Yaoi boyfriend to Pure Vanilla. Because if I keep selling Pure Vanilla dolls, I should probably have his boyfriend in there. I'm out of the light blue wool that his skin color is, so I need to wait for my order to come in. But that'll be fun, because he's like a weird jester guy who's got this kind of hair that doesn't make sense in 3D, but luckily there's a official plushie of him, so... Generally, I love having some kind of 3D version that somebody has made. Toxic Yaoi cookies is your niche? I guess. This is gonna be, do you consider Big Boss and Ocelot Toxic Yaoi? I do. Nighty-night. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. Hope to see you again, Trouble Crochet. How many Toxic Yaoi couples have I made? Will this be 2 if I make Shadow Milk? And yes, if you would like to check out my store or any of my socials, you can go to that link tree. That's got the link to my store, StabbyNeedleStudios, as well as all of my socials. For sure those MGS2 are toxic. There's like most ships in Metal Gear are toxic yaoi. Like, pretty much the only one that isn't is Snake and Otacon, and even that's debatable depending on when it is. Alright, that looks good, and then let's start on the jacket. Okay, we're gonna make patterns. I probably will just keep these patterns. Basically, everyone in there is pretty toxic to start with, so what chance did they have? For sure. Okay, so her jacket goes like a little farther. Like maybe a centimeter farther. Then the back, that's not going to be wide enough, so we'll make that wider. Basically, I just need to make these anyway. Okay, what is on here, buddy? That is hay. Hey, that's not a wool thing. That was you getting pencil on it. Cool. I'm so smart. Yeah, make yay longer. So, okay. Mostly just the sides need wider. Then this. Establish. Not really that part. Huh. Or it's more this. Have like a sharp edge. Yeah, okay. I'll hold off on labeling these until I know that they work. I can just I need to. Also debating on what color to put as the stripe there, because it's the... She only has a few colors in her sprite, but that one is different. And it's sort of a pinkish purple, and I don't really have a great color for that. So I'm thinking possibly this, although this may be too pink. We also have the same color that's used on her jacket, and then the same color that's used on her pants and her hair. And I'm thinking this is probably the best one, but it may be too much, with like this being sparkly and this being sparkly, and if we have a stripe of sparkly, that may be too much. We'll just see. Probably between these two. Okay, we have... I think we've looped on Deltarune. How about this playlist? Which is, called Funky Undertale Jams to Fill Your Big Dumb Empty Head, which, you know what? Sure. And yes, I know that this gets the VOD muted, but it's okay. It's like, well, you know, it's exactly what I was looking for, actually. Thank you, YouTube. Yeah, and it's just got a picture of Dog Toby on it. The big snore, honey. The big snore you made. I just thought it would be funny to see that if somebody was an ass out of the corner of their eye. Yeah, that's right. So, oh. Not All right, welcome back, everybody, from ads. I I made Ralsei dance to Dog Song because I thought it would be funny to see out of the corner of your eye if you were in ads. And then I realized that, like, oh wait, I'm recording this separately for the Susie process video, so there's just going to be in the middle of the process video just this going on. Which already was the case for the for like VV. Because I was like demonstrating how to make glasses and showing off Snake and a bunch of other stuff. So like that's just kind of the new process video meta, is having a bunch of random shit happening. Which I think is funny. And oh yeah, so if I didn't say before, I added seam allowance on certain sides that are going to be because this particular felt needs to be sewed. Because unfortunately, just stabbing it will not attach it. So we need to like actually sew it. Right. Yeah. Are we going to sew it before we add the stripe? No. Then it's going to be difficult to... It's gonna be hot again. Add the stripe. So, what was I doing? This. Okay, that's labeled. Keep that in my little Ziploc bag full of patterns. That I am accumulating. Okay, so, in this case, I'll say you come here, and Susie, you go... No, you're just gonna get Mike Wazowski'd again. You go here. Hey. What are you doing? I recently learned of a thing that is called the doorway effect, and it seems incredibly obvious once you learn about it. And that's like a human brain chemistry thing, where if you go through a doorway, or there's some kind of like transitionary thing that you do, you'll forget what you're doing. So like if you open up a new tab, that counts. And if you, like, probably start a new process, that counts. So, it's very... If you ever enter a room and you're like, I forgot what I came in here for, that's a real human brain chemistry thing that happens, called the doorway effect. And I forget precisely why, and I'm not sure if we know exactly why. Okay, bye, Mr. Ash. He may come back. But sometimes if you want to... Yeah, new space! Jettison all of the memory that I had. Okay, I think let's figure this out here. What does this look like too much? I think that's... We do that. The only problem is that it's... Like, I know that this is already not the right color because that's more purple and this is more pink. I just am trying to see if it looks right. Like, this color looks harmonious with these colors. Because I don't think I want it to be... I don't think I want these to be the same color. I think against the black it maybe looks more purple. I think that's okay. We'll do that. The sparkly wool needs to be sort of used sparingly. Otherwise, it's visually too much. Oh, hello again. You didn't leave for long. No, hello, sir. My beloved child, who I love so much and so dearly. Who I want to grow up big and strong. Yes. Mother, you're embarrassing me. Try to get this, like, as close to the edges as you can. Looks a little... See if it's not. Oh, I so desperately want to play a song from Deltarune Part 3. It sort of has to do with this song. But I'm not gonna. I sort of had to redo, because I had to put this contact paper down. I had to, like, reattach my mic arms, or not mic arms, camera arms. So they're not in exactly the right place. Trying to make sure that everything's on camera and you're not seeing, like, you know, the rest of me. Also, like, this burn's mostly healed now, but it's still, like, a little bit gross to look. It's mostly fine. I'll probably stop wearing this soon, but... It's also just kind of fun to wear. Fingers and a stylish bandage. To be clear, the wound that this is covering is not from felting, it's from cooking. It would be hard to stab yourself on the wrist of the hand that you're using to felt with, but I mean, that would certainly be an accomplishment. Like, wow, how'd you manage that one? And the thing that I'm going to remember, you guys, I'm going to remember this, is to sew this inside out. Because if I've already put all this work into making sure that this stripe looks nice, we're not going to accidentally put it on the inside of the jacket. Then have to get the seam ripper out. You gotta get really caught up in the moment to felt your own wrist. No, I won't detail it due to body horror, but, like, I've gotten pretty injured from a sewing machine before. And I think that's... Sewing machines or anything that's automatic like that, larger potential for injury because you're not controlling it yourself. But also, if you would like to not get stabbed as much... when you're felting, wear finger guards. They're relatively cheap, they're made of leather, and they make sure that you don't get stabbed. And you can also work faster that way. And if you don't do that, then that's perfectly fine, but also you stress me out. Although, to be fair, lots of things stress me out, so, like, it's not, um, it's not unusual for me. I appreciate that this playlist is just putting all of the Napstablook songs in a row. These are indeed Undertale jams to fill my big dumb empty head. Looks very Scene Kid. Combination of, like, black and hot pink. Yes! I love this version of the dog song. Needs to just be on my normal playlist. Except that bird chirping, if I didn't have headphones on, may make Ash bark. Little boy. Yes, I had a friend in high school who was massive Scene Kid to the point where she pretended that she had Gerard Way's phone number. Singer of My Chemical Romance. And I believed her. And I realized, like, maybe a couple years ago and messaged her and was like, wait a minute, you didn't actually have his phone numbers. He's like, no. It was one of those, like, you just don't think about it, and then you thought about it when you're an adult, and you're like, wait a second. There's no way. He's like, no, that was just kind of a thing I made up for fun. Yeah, I am exactly at the age where I, like, was in high school when teen culture was in. Always fascinated by it. Yes, put all of the stupid dog songs in a row. Oh, my big, stupid, dumb, empty head. I also have tested the visual of the sewing machine. You will be able to see it just fine. I'm going to mute because it may... I'm not sure, but it may, in fact, be the loudest sound in the universe. And for headphone users, I'm not gonna, like, shove a sewing machine noise in their ears. Hey! Hi, Practical Portia! Thanks for coming! I enjoyed your stream earlier. Sorry I had to dip at one point, but... I was hanging out and you were working on, she was working on a pumpkin earlier. I guess I don't know your pronouns. If they're not she, her, then I apologize and just let me know. But... all good? Yeah, no problem. Hey. Everything's fine, Ash, don't worry. Take the, package, but I think they can just leave it. It's fine. But yeah, earlier today, Practical Portia was making a, like, sorry, I'm trying to do 10 things at once. Trying to make a pumpkin, like a little pumpkin house, and it's looking really cute. There we go. Yeah, she mostly does crochet. Okay. Hopefully they can just leave it. It's not vitally important that I get that package today. In the middle of stream. But yeah, I am making Susie from Deltarune. I'm currently making her jacket. My little dog Ash. And this is my stream. Which I know because you rated me, so you've been to my stream before, which I didn't need to do any of that, but you know what? We're having a day. Hi Malform, welcome in. It is a very good emote. Oh, it's I paint burbs? Yeah. Oh, understandable. Ash, it's fine. It's fine. Sorry. Here's our progress on Susie. Almost done. Yeah, no, they do. Okay, so when you do stuff like this, it will like kind of go through the other side. So you just like ideally don't want to show that too much. Let's step down. Grab this. Put it over here. I'm just gonna give it a little trim. Also just a little trim along the edges too, whenever being sort of type of I know how to speak. When you're doing this type of making a little pattern on the edge, I do for like Pure Vanilla's coat, it'd be helpful to give it a little. So I've become convinced that streamer brain is just like multitasking brain. Like I'm doing 20 things and I don't know how to. Right. That. Now we have a very pink. Should I have done that over a trash can? Probably. I can just turn. Got. Okay, so we're going to do the unthinkable and use the sewing machine. And right now, we are going to pin it. We're going to pin it. We're going to pin it the correct way. This is not me being condescending to you. This is me being condescending to myself. This is pin it the correct way so that you didn't just do all that work to put stuff on the inside. Okay. Crap, the black thread is gonna go over this pink. I can just felt over top of it, it's fine. Okay, so, move this. Rossi. Over there. Now. Mess with the cables. The cables. The cables. We're not messing with them. This is such a precarious thing we've got going on here. This. Here. Floor. Don't mix it up with your headphone cord. Ta-da! Sewing machine. Okay, so then. It shouldn't take too long. That farther out of the way. Yep. Oh wait, I said I would mute it. Sorry. Okay, one. Don't line up exactly. I'll find that it's not right this second. Yes, it's probably better that they line up at the bottom, and I can make the armhole wider. I very rarely have patience to, like, sew small clothes like this, hence why most of my stuff is just felted together and, like, not a real pattern. But, this particular felt doesn't work like that, so, okay. Muted it one more time. What the seam allowances were for. Together. Tempting to not make a massive mess. Off screen. So the way that we're going to do this is like that. Pretty sure that's what I wanted to do. Oh. Yeah, I guess you didn't technically need that, huh? Didn't need all the way across there, now did it? Oh. I think I can? Nope, nope. Alright, we do have to pull out the seam ripper. That's okay. So yeah, the thing that I did wrong was making this go all the way across, instead of just on the where like the collar would be. So now it's got this, like, yeah, I need to fix it. Which I shouldn't have done back stitching on. Now it's just harder to seam rip, but don't be impatient with it. Yeah, we're doing we're doing a little bit of sewing just to get this jacket done. But yes, I do in fact have a brother sewing machine. Been my sewing machine all throughout my time in cosplay. Here's the stickers I put on it. This is the Mouse Likes Cherry Blossoms agenda. Push this out of the way for just a second. It usually just lives back there. That's why I just had to pull it forward. Want this back. This needs to go like so. Out of the way of it. You know, or you could just leave it off and add it back in later. That's probably smarter. Yeah. A little bit more of this, and then we'll be back to no sewing machine. Muting again, just in case it's the loudest noise you've ever heard. Okay, let's see if that worked. Yes. Good. Remember for the future. That's how add the sort of back part of that after you do it. There we go. Okay. Does this fit okay? Like, as in, can you put it on? Okay, that actually, like, looks good. Alright, well, we will, tailor that a bit. Now... Yes. I see. I think messing with the cords broke the dog cam, so let's see if I can fix that real quick. Okay. Basically, when, like, everything's plugged into the laptop, it's like, don't touch anything! I didn't think that part through very well. Hi! I know, hello! Oh, yes, no, yes. Hi, Dark Sass. Welcome in. Okay, I guess this isn't going to be quite as fitted. Hey, welcome. We are working on Miss Susie Deltarune. Before I do anything else. Where'd my everything go? Oh, actually, it didn't matter that this is being covered because it's on the inside. No big deal. Add this part on. Go. Camera working? Yes, the camera's working. Very hard to felt into once it's, like, sewed together like that. Thicker, I guess. The fact that this is kind of rigid. Pull it farther forward? Will that help? I think... Like, also, it's okay if it's not that fitted. All, it's fine. I just want it to look the way it's supposed to look. Because if I take pictures of this and put it on the site, and then I don't make it with this fabric, and I make it with, like, the correct wool, that's easier to work with, then I want it to look the same if somebody orders it. Sort of fix her hair a bit. I want to cut any of this. I can also, if somebody orders another one of these, and I make another one with the correct felts, for the jacket, then I can just take new pictures of it. I've done that before. If I do a good enough job at taking the picture, it'll look correct. Or is there a way to just... I mean, I could... Let's see. You took it in a little bit. Did that help? I think it would. I think these are too wide. Does that mean we have to get out the sewing machine again? It sure does. Brace, brace, brace. Let's play get this off of her without breaking anything. Sometimes it's nice that the dolls are posable, because I can just, like, yank them around and it's fine. Okay. Heavens forgive me, it's back to the old me, aka the sewing machine. Don't mess with the cords. Don't ruin the cords. Don't break the camera. Grab this. So, what we want to do is we're taking it in. So we're making, excuse me, kind of a diagonal here. Hello, Doofus! Here, we'll hold off on that for a little bit. Pooh is important to Kingdom Hearts 2. There's, like, important lore in Pooh World, I do know that. Never forget the importance of Pooh. Hello, everyone! This is Susie. This is Susie Deltarune. She's almost done. We're just making her jacket. Thank you. We also have a slightly new desk. It's the same desk, but covered in wood contact paper. We also have the fan gamer marketable Ralsei plushie, who I would endorse. He's a very, very nice plushie. And at the moment, we're using the sewing machine because this specific felt that I don't normally use is really thick and it's hard to like attach together unless you actually sew it. So I had put it on her and it was just looking a little loose. So I'm getting the sewing machine back out. And I'm just going to take this in a little bit. Fill him with liquid and throw him against the wall. No! He's like, here. He's like genuinely really well made. Like this scarf is super soft. It comes off. You can change out his outfits. I know you can buy a separate outfit for him. But it's got like a real zipper on it. These are like real glasses that even do the outside thingy. A teeny tiny bit of paint chipped off, but that's okay. And they have like sewn his ears so that there's a place where you can put his glasses. Shifty, tell me your secrets, little man. You should play chapters 3 and 4. But yeah, no, genuinely recommend that plushie. I'm gonna! And I'll be there for it if you want me to. Okay, so, here we go. Song that might play when you fight Sans. I am gonna mute this so that, just in case, this is the loudest sound you've ever heard. Streaming tomorrow, was gonna do crochet, but oh, what if I just jumped into chapter 3? Ooh, what if you did do that? Okay, did that do anything? See. Because this needs to be more fitted, was the problem. It needs to be more fitted than that. Ow, motherfucker! Ah, sorry. Alright, add it. Exclamation point, stab. I didn't put the cover on this, and I hit myself with it off camera. Yep, ouch! That number will surely go up as I continue to stream. It's not inaccurate. Like, the amount of times that I stabbed myself before I made that command is unknowable, so it's fine. Quick stab yourself again. I would rather not. And yes, everybody who knows, I do in fact think of the lyrics to this song every time I hear it. Alright, now does that work? It doesn't look like felting. I know! Yeah, it has to do with fingers. I am... I acted so offended. I'm trying to make this part fitted. Normally I don't use a sewing machine. It is just because this felt does not cooperate. This thicker felt does not want to, like, just attach to things. Okay, I think that's good enough, though. Shut up! Alright, so... the way to make this even... not so much needle, but technically because sewing machine. Oh, I never finished what I was saying about the history of needle felting from forever ago. I'll just start over. Once I finish this. Okay, so that means... wait, what did I... wait. What did I do? I don't remember! What did I do? I fucked it up! One sec. Okay. Now, hopefully... hopefully that's good. It, like, also these don't need to be. Sorry, puppy. Explodes. Okay. Here, there, things about Undertale, things about Deltarune, oh my god! I'm purposefully not playing any music from Deltarune chapters 3 and 4. I swear, if they start playing the Undertale theme at some point during, like, chapter 7 or whatever, I'm gonna cry. Mickey Mouse, I owe you my life. For what? Playing Undertale? Okay, that's it. I'm opening Deltarune. 3 seconds! Okay, so Mubot held 3 sum. Chapter 3 sum day. God. Oh, that fucking killed me. I apologize. Okay, so yes, this does look better than it did. Oh, God, Mubot. I'm gonna friggin' lose it. Alright. Automatically held chapter 3 in case people couldn't be normal? No, that was a genuine, like, Mubot moment. Or Automod, not Mubot. God, that was funny. Okay. So, what else do we need to do? We need to, I could just paint her axe on stream. I do have her axe, I made it. I just need to paint it. Automata is nasty. I know. It's like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Okay, so hopefully I won't have to do like that again. What you're restricting says more about you than us. It's like, buddy. On with that. All right. I'm gonna offer you guys a choice. Do we want to stay in Deltarune land and do a somewhat more slow-paced painting this? Which is gonna kind of involve some just like sitting around, but like that's okay. We can. I've just convinced myself that I'm doing that. And if we get to Mallow, we get to Mallow. Unless you guys really want, but you've seen Mallow before. So, yeah, let's paint. Okay, so give me a little bit of a second here. I'm gonna grab. Let's paint it on here. Because normally I paint it on a sheet of aluminum foil that I use to like bake this on in the oven, but that is probably like a little shiny with the ring light. Might just be like kind of harsh to look at. Yeah, if they start playing this, which they will, you know they will. You know they're gonna bring in an Undertale leitmotif at some point. They already. Hey, mouse. You almost said a spoiler. Don't do it. Okay. We're gonna do a little bit of a moving stuff around. Here for right now. Pet the dog. Hello. Hello. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I meant, and the fact that they reused Undertale music is only in that circumstance. Although I was more just talking about a leitmotif, it's not in a song, but whatever. Point is, dog has been pet. I should also, while I'm here, just paint that little thing. WireMouse talented. Hope so. Okay, also, put the cap on this so you don't stab yourself again. Okay. Concentrate. Okay. Back. What does Ash think of the Ralsei plush? Well, you see. Well, pre-stream was going on, and I was sitting in Mommy's lap and going, oh, please give me all of the attention. I was sniffing the plush, and I was wondering if it was for me. And Mommy said, it is not for you. So I suppose it is for me. Thank you for asking, though. I do think it's quite cute. He's got little beans in his feet! I knew he had beans in his butt, but, like, he also has beans in his... That's pretty good. I'll say. Be careful when you hug him to not break his glasses! Yes. Has beans in Not his head and not his arms, but the rest of it. No! he's allowed he's allowed to go where he wants. He just went under the desk. He'll probably be back. So yeah, just the teeniest, tiniest little bit of chipped off. So I'm just gonna, while I'm here, fix that. Okay. Okay. Don't want to get... But if I'm a gamer about it... This is my, ricotta cheese, thing I use for paint. Careful when you hug him not to break his glass. This is real even for fully alive person glasses wearers. I thought you were gonna say even for real Ralsei. But it also applies. Okay, so let's get up my, reference of her. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna dismiss ads because we're having a time. Oh, I forgot for like... These aren't like the most wonderful acrylic paints ever, but they do the trick. I cannot speak to that. I have not hugged Ralsei in real life. So, okay, it's this kind of... Actually, I'm just gonna put it up on screen if I can. Okay, yeah, so... that is... Also, hi, Astro! I've hugged a tutorial at a furry-con, so it's not like it's out of the question. I feel like that would be a nice hug. I mean, you'd have to be, like, trusting with them. That's hugging anyone. We just have this. Silver, I have this silver paint, which, sucks. You have to put on, like, literally 4 coats of it. We're gonna be here for a while. Also, we're gonna use... probably that, prop things up. Palette. Don't really... We can palette like most dot screen for it to look at. Maybe? No, let's just get a paper plate. Okay. So then. This piece of paper, maybe. Reading my library art books. Cool. We can... I'm not good at mixing colors, so if anybody's good at mixing... Oh, hello again! See, he wasn't gone for long. Child who I love. I think this... like a dark purple. That's... I am. Like... You do, like, this kind of turquoise, and then... Let's sort of figure out what we're... Stuff away. Trying to put her, like, in frame, but not where she's gonna get paint. That looks like shit. Damn it. Wish I had more of like a real purple. I mean, I could just mix red and blue. That actually works. That actually works really well. That's like a nice dark purple. This is definitely getting a second coat. fine. Welcome back from ads, everyone. I have to write down how to make colors. Copy it down. Process magenta, and while we're waiting of that. Let me just do this. Learning about Munsell's color tree, which visualizes color as a three-dimensional object, and I'm feeling so big brain. I have literally never heard of that, but that sounds awesome. Does that help with like relationships between colors and figuring out like what's complementary? Exactly right. You just fix your glasses. Value, saturation, and hue as interesting. Didn't take a whole lot of like art history college. About it. Okay. Oh, oops, I was doing. I've literally never done like painting on camera because I always do. Oh god. Megalovania jump scare. Probably add another coat of that too at some point. Oh. Good. Alright. So that isn't like going the paper kind of paper plates. Did Susie steal Ralsei's glasses? I got a marketable Ralsei plushie, and he's absolutely amazing. And he just had like a teeny tiny little chip of paint come off of his glasses, so I am painting it back on. Astral proposed the idea of a car horn that plays the first few notes of Megalovania. Yeah, it's a jump scare. It makes sense. Just yep. It's explained like a tree, with value as the trunk, y-axis, chroma as the branches, x-axis, and the hue existing as the third dimension that the branches go towards. Interesting. That a little bit more. Back up. You get one after restock, but before them selling out like 4 hours later. I just went on Fangamer and bought one. They weren't out of stock when I got them. I think they probably anticipated the demand for them. Was that the whole playlist? It probably was. Probably ended with. All right, funky Undertale jams to fill your big dumb empty head. Let's. Probably also don't want to listen to spoiler music, but it's so good. Damn it. Deltarune Undertale remix years ago, so there's definitely no AI. Cool. Lancer Plush was the only one in stock a few days ago. I guess I looked out then. Well, thank you, Cammy. I will check on that after stream. I just found this field recorder I've had for ages as a backup recording mode. Records a version with less gain in case sudden loud noise happens. That's nice. Glad they aren't putting up 3 and 4 merch yet. Yeah. They've, they sort of have? Like, not really. There's stuff that, like, makes more sense. There's new stuff that makes more sense once you've played the new chapters. But it's not... More new chapter 2 stuff, though. Yeah. I've said this before, but I will probably come back in about... I mean, like, obviously I'm streaming it, but, like, I will probably make another Deltarune thing in about a month. That is, chapter 3 or 4. But I just want to, like, give people time to, like, play it. Don't want to make... Yeah, this remix does kind of slap, actually. If you do exclamation point song, that will take you to the compilation that this is. And I bet they... Well, let me just check to make sure, but... Did they make all of these? I'm not sure if they made all of these, but they are, like, labeled. including the stuff they haven't sold since the Phantom Sweepstakes. That's cool. What am I doing? I'm putting together and here. That's probably... This kind of goes. Since this is 3 years ago, you know that A, there's no AI, and B, there's no Chapter 3 spoilers. Cool, I should just grab that for remixes, no. Genre changes, yes. If you find, like City Pop is getting it a lot now. If you're like City Pop versions of Pokemon or whatever, it, that is often these days AI. So you just kind of have to be careful. Like, actual remixes, they tend to do themselves. This goes, too. Oh, hey, this is like a combination of Big Shot and Megalovania? Wait a minute, can I actually use this? I have to, like, use 2 of these for, Pure Vanilla, and a couple other things that are really small. So, when I can actually, like, not use it and save it for something else, that's... Thank you, Susie, for being tall. Are you taller than... Let's see. Oh, you're about the same size as Snake, who also did that, so yeah. It just kind of depends on where their waist is, more than anything. Yes, this is the finished Susie. We are, just, like, painting cracks and stuff right now, so I have to keep her out of the way so it doesn't get, painted. Save this. Where are we gonna put this so that it doesn't get lost? Over here. BV. This water has become a lovely lavender color. But yeah, these are like the little doll stands I use. Kind of have to put them together like Gunpla. They come in various sizes, and I always do this myself so that the customer doesn't have to do it. What I do when I pack I just take this off, so like this part, like the customer just has to do that. Hey, why does this person's remixes, like, completely rule? Yeah, before I forget, I'm gonna subscribe to them and, like, save this video. They do have 90.3k subscribers, so I guess people know them. Kibo is their name. Although, like, anybody who does good Undertale or Deltarune stuff gets 11 bazillion million views. That helps. I think we're actually going to use it the whole time with Susie. And I can make Mallow off camera. I guess I wasn't expecting her, like, armbands to take a full hour by themselves. Makes sense. Realize that there are 20 separate studs on there. Had to... Go down. Also help it look more fitted. I don't like, doesn't this kind of rules, actually. Nice. Okay, so then, let's... And Rude Buster? Hey, this rules, actually. I'm gonna need y'all to follow this person, Kibo. KIBO, looks like. Thank you, YouTube algorithm. Because I found that in, like, 2 seconds. I mean, I guess it's good, because I searched for, like, remixes, and that was one of the first results. Clearly it's good. Completely dry yet. Okay, this is the world's worst silver paint. It takes 10,000 years to get coverage. By 10,000 years, I mean 4 codes. Also, why'd you pick it up all at once? Like, weird Polka Rude Buster? I mean, World Revolving? Whatever. What? Huh? This is the... What the fuck is this theme? Cyber City, thank you. I was like, it's... Took my time. 10,000 years equals 4 codes. The math checks out. Trust me, I'm an engineer. Yeah. So trust Sparkrust, they're an engineer. I'm not. The problem with the 4 coats is that you have to, you know, watch them dry in between. Doing this in kind of a janky way. Dry. Yeah, it's the drying. I keep getting distracted, but what I meant to say like an hour ago was the history of needle felting. Wet felting is ancient and is just agitation, water, and soap on wool, and that's the kind that you yeah this rules. I'm just trying to like let this dry while having other stuff going on. Um, and so when if you think of felted slippers or bags or hats, that's wet felting, and that is the more sturdy. It's essentially just like what happens with like lint in the dryer. It felts together, kind of like Velcro. What we're doing with needle felting is similar, but we're using a needle with notches in it to agitate and like the wool into becoming more of a calm shape. I often get agitated if someone gets me soaked up and dunks me in water. Yeah, and then like rolls you over and over. Yeah, no, it's wild. So yeah, matted hair is the same phenomenon. It's all very similar. So you can't really see it, but the needles have notches in them that if you ran your finger along the side of it, it would feel a little rough. It's not really sharp on the side. It's fine. And these needles come from factories making batting for blankets, etc., things like that. There would be giant sheets of these things that would just do this over and over and over. And somebody in, I think, like the 80s was like, what if we did a craft with that? What if we just took one of these needles, or you know, a few, and we made something with it and made art out of it? So that's, needle felting is only like 40-ish years old. And so that's part of why there aren't as many people who do it. But, you know, this only came about because of factories that were making wool batting for blankets. And then there are a bunch of, you know, techniques that people figured out how to use. There's techniques that I use that I made up. All kinds of stuff. Yeah, no problem. Then, like, some of the stuff that I learned, such as using polyfill for the base, which makes it more dense and smooth, was from a person who I met at or a couple really, that I met at a con, who were selling needle felted things, and I was like, be my senpai, teach me, I've only been going for like a month. And they were like, use specifically from Michael's Loops and Threads Supreme Fiberfill. It's just like a slightly nicer polyfill that doesn't have as much like junk in it. I don't know why, but it feels like an old craft. Yeah, you would think so. And it's possible that people were sort of doing it farther back than the 80s. And I need to like re-up my knowledge of some of this, but on like exactly what years it was. But really only since the Industrial Revolution did these kinds of needles exist. And only, you know, triple decades after that did people think to use it for a craft. So a lot of needle felters are in England, primarily, or I say the UK, because they have a lot of sheep there, and it's just to get nice wool. And the wool that I use is mostly from England, and it's mostly called merino wool, MERINO, and that's just a type of sheep. That there are different types of sheep. There's Corriedale, which is sort of a more like coarse thing. There's alpaca wool, which I use not on here, but in Mallow. It's like very soft. In Pure Vanilla, the sort of like light tan is alpaca wool. The sparkly kind has a plastic, what's called Angelina fibers mixed into it. There's a number of different things, and they come either as tops like this, where it's all brushed out, or as carded wool. You can also get what's called curly wool neps, and let me get some of that. That kind of tracks, to be honest. Wet felting is definitely old, but the needle poking as the innovation being post-industrial revolution makes sense, because the precision of a needle that is barbed like that is challenging to make out of material softer than metal. Absolutely. Like, this would be very hard to make without a machine, particularly because it's so brittle. And the kind that I use, they're spiral needles, so these are even twisted a little bit. They're twisted and they're notched. And the different types of needles, I don't really think make that much of a difference. But some people care. This felting is so much work, so repetitive and manual. I wish there was another way. I know, it's just repetitive and manual in a different way. So I've had these forever. I haven't really, like, used them for anything yet, but I really want to get a chance to use them. These are, hand-dyed, really nice, like, naturally curly, wool. And I've got a sort of few different colors of them. And I want to use this for, like, curly hair or something. I just haven't really had the opportunity to do so yet. I feel like this could make, like, a cool, like, mermaid, maybe. Also got, yeah, this sort of, like, red-purple color. This is from Teeswater Wool. Hand-dyed and hand-selected locks or nips. Yeah, it makes some really good hair on the right character. Exactly. I'm like waiting for a character with really curly hair. It would be kind of fun to make a Field of Hopes and Dreams. Hey, these remixes slap. I think we've established that. But yeah, like, it would be fun to make, like, a drag performer belt thing. Add another. You what? That's okay. Be able to. Yeah, drag mermaid. I know, I've had those for like a year. I'm just like, for a reason to drag mermaid. I do need to do more Pride stuff. I have like some necklaces that are. I'll show them to you guys in just here. They look like dango, Japanese snack with the balls on a stick. Secret dream of quitting analytics and research and making fabulous drag outfits and cosplay pieces. I did used to like absolutely love cosplay, and like I still want to do more cosplay later. I do have a fun little cosplay. I love the little Pride Dongo, they're so cute. Thank you. Grab them. Yeah, I got a bunch of them. They're not tangled. They're just like in a knot, like on purpose. Hi, honey. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of different pride flags. I've got like an intersex one. And yeah, these are on my store if you want. But imagine the joy every day if you could just be a weird little guy in a studio and drag queens came to you with wild outfit ideas for you to craft lovingly. Absolutely. I should probably not mess with like the cyan here. If you can tell, I'm trying to like not bore you by like this is why I like don't do painting on camera, because I have to wait for stuff to dry. So, like I could start on something else, but also I can just like show you guys stuff. Let's do something. Oh boy. So here's a free cosplay corner. This is a little like gun prop. I did a cosplay a long time ago of a character from a Super Sentai show that was pirate themed. And I actually like bought the toys and then just like roughed them up. And it's really fun. I made like this ring. It's with craft foam and stuff. This with clay, I believe. Like a cool necklace. This thing. No, I had a lot of fun with that cosplay. Like the Red Ranger is like a cool pirate guy. They're all cool pirate guys. And the fun part about that show is that they could turn into Super Sentai from past series, which they have since used in like newer series because it ruled. But the idea was that like they were pirates, so they were like pirating the old guys. So here we go. Here's like this is from Geki Ranger, aka Jungle Fury, and you can do this, and it's a key, you see. And if we turn, I did like fix the batteries. Makes a noise. It makes noises. You can also like, I don't remember what the combination for the Megazord was. And it has like sound effects for you taking it out. I also added this little carabiner so I could put it on my belt. And then the gun here, that opens that up. And then here's what the I was like in his normal outfit, not his ranger outfit. That's what his ranger was like. Also his name was what the fuck was his hey, that's great. You know, Captain Marvelous, that was his name. And then that sound effect goes on for a minute. And yeah, I like put a bunch of paint and scratches on it so it kind of matched the vibe, and then I painted the orange on the end of it. And sort of got a little assortment of these keys on eBay. But no, that show like ruled actually. If any of you ever watched Project Runway, I went on a trip to New York and I actually got to go to Mood Fabrics, which is where they get all of their stuff on that show. And I got like a really nice red wool to make the like pirate coat out of. Probably ready for another coat. I'm gonna check out my local fabric store. Yeah, unfortunately, Joann Fabrics is like mostly closing, so go to your fabric store while you can. Independent fabric store, yeah, hopefully it sticks around. There's some, you pretty much can't get like needle felting supplies in craft stores. You can get some really shitty ones that have wool that is just like really scratchy and not super great to work with. So the best way to get needle felting supplies is to either live in England or to order it online. Although there are lots of cool independent people around here. Like the little curly stuff that I showed you earlier, that was from a local craft fair and got that. Spain in Canada has also been losing steam for ages. It's still around but not doing well. It's called Fabricland. Yeah, and it's been frustrating because damn it. Right. Because fabric's a thing that you want to buy in person because you need to like touch it. Metals over a black base coat? You know, that's not a terrible idea. I think I just need better silver paint, but like as long as I have it, the whole thing of it. Black base coat might actually be better. Because, yeah, it does feel like it takes a long time to sort of get white covered. Let me touch it. I want to touch it. Over that feels tiny. That is a good idea, and I will genuinely keep that in mind. Thank you. Try to get that stuff. I also do like a coat of like a glossy finish. Like, for example, this is what you get when you buy, when you buy wool, felting wool at, like, a craft store. The brand, at least at Joann's, was called Dimensions, and it's quite scratchy, and it also just has a lot of, like, stuff in it. Like, since it's from a sheep, sheep get like there's little bits of like straw in here, and it just like doesn't feel terribly clean. So you can use it, it's just kind of scratchy, and you end up doing a lot of like trying to get those little bits of straw and things out of there. Rating. I mean, sheep are animals. Like, I grew up in a small town. I grew up around farms. Like, they're just gonna get dirt in them. They're sheep. But part of what you're paying for is for it to be like washed and combed and dyed very like evenly and nicely. Get on. Out the sun. Probably. What is... not it. That's probably go to sleep. Happy painting. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming. Nice to see you here. We're gonna be raiding out in a little while. It's 7 p.m. my time, so in about 7 minutes. Ah, okay. So yeah, if we do that sort of... That actually works. Oh, it was a good stream. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. It's... Oh, I wasn't sure if people would enjoy my streams, but they are. Do... like an white... That was really good. Does this person have any more stuff? Delta swap. Okay, looks interesting. Like, did stuff for a fan game? They did like a bunch of stuff for a game. Some fan-made remixes for characters that should be in Smash. It's not 7 here. It will be in 5 minutes. Okay, what are you doing? I'm writing this down. The cyan. It was turquoise. Turquoise. White. What's that cyan? Yeah, I may paint on stream more if I like have another project to swap over to. Oh, this is fun. This remix is using Megalovania and Song That Might Play When You Fight Sans. Don't fuck it up. Yeah. Maybe doing a coat of black would help. A good looking axe, thank you. Success. I wanted to make sure that it matched like the fact that it's kind of bent. I'll get on her. So when she holds it, it looks like her sprite does. And trying to make it not brittle by having a... I mean, it's a good-looking ass, too, but, you know, Susie's a teenager, so we're trying not to, like, do that. But I do delight in sculpting asses, so it's fine. Don't drink the paint water, Mouse! Don't drink the paint water! Drink the regular water, please! And this is why it's in a ricotta cheese thing instead of a regular drinking glass. I mean, for other reasons also, just because you don't want to use a paint glass that's regular drinking glass, but... Yeah, I don't have a hydrate button, so don't do that. Drink that paint! Drink that paint! Drink the paint water. For superpowers, the superpowers change depending on what color the paint water is, you see. Alright. That's good. We will, I'll finish this off stream. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming. It's just acrylic paint. It's just kind of... Galleria acrylic. It's just kind of a, like, normal-ass acrylic paint. Because microplastics are always tasty to drink, yum yum! Although oil paints would probably be even worse for you. Yeah, thank you for coming. Susie's finished. I got her, like, stand done. I got... Looks epic, thank you! Thanks for sticking around, Binge Bear. And... let's see who's going. Normally I raid Drawfee, but in case anybody else in either of the communities, aka the, like, Reb community or the Felting community, going. Tranquil... going. Oh, and with gloves, so let's do that. Let's do, they're doing Monster Prom. Significant profanity or vulgarity, sexual themes. Well, it's fine, it's them. You've captured this 2D pixel character into a whole 3D doll and it's awesome. Thank you! I'm really proud of how she came out. It's... You know... I'd like to say I'm relatively good at felting. And I think I did a good job. Let's do what I was doing. Alright, what's our raid message? Awesome, thanks for stream. You. And now we're Animal Crossing. What's a thing Susie says? That isn't, like, dumbass, because I don't want all of Automod to kill me. Am I blanking on literally? Shut up. Yeah, it's something that's not, like, I don't know, aggressive. Eats all your chalk. That works. Chris, where the hell are we? Either one. Okay, we'll do either eats all your chalk or Chris, where the hell are we? Thank you all for coming. And thank you for the help, because I have none brain left. Goodbye.
We might